Hi, this is Soul Gazer. Today we're gonna look at a couple t-shirts that I picked up recently, and I got a bunch of them. So let's take a look at it together. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with this brand. Uniqlo is a Japanese brand, and they're like pretty much like a fast fashion. The t-shirts are pretty cheap, typically about $15, and they do a lot of collab with different artists. Today we'll be looking at the Doraemon. It's a classic Japanese cartoon originated in comic book, and then their animation now. And a couple years back, they came to the US. I think it was Nickelodeon or Disney, I forgot which channel it was. But they did a collaboration with Murakami Takashi. He's an artist from Japan. And I'm sure you know him from a couple of the collabs that he has done. The recent one was Virgil Abloh from Off White. I think they did like a expo or they did something together. But anyways, we'll be looking at the quality of the print as well as the fit. So I got a whole bunch of them in today. I got pretty much all the colors and all the design with the collab. So there's two different type of collab. So there's one with like this one. So it has a Uniqlo t-shirt. That's the logo that they use. This is a Doraemon in Japanese. And they had an expo last year. I'm not aware of it, but they did that. And not all of them actually has a collab with Murakami. So you just have to be careful when you pick them up because there's just a couple of them that just has a Doraemon theme to it and doesn't have a Murakami's design work mixed into it. So be careful when you get them. But this one, I got like 3 colors, I think. White, pink, and I think there's a black one too. Maybe I didn't get that. And there's a pocket t-shirt, black one, and a white one. And the outline of the Doraemon, which is the main character, that's him right here. And there's one with the door. Probably the most popular item out of the series was the flower design to it. So let's take a look at all the designs now. So they're all screen printed on both sides. Same color, just different base fabric or just different base t-shirt. You get the black one and blue one. They're same color as far as the print goes. And the print quality is not too bad. Uniqlo is pretty known for having a decent quality. I'm a little concerned about this part. There's different colors in the eyeball, and you can see that the dots. I'm not a big fan of that, so I don't like that part that much. But if you look from far away, it's not that noticeable. But the inside, that white area, is very noticeable for me. So right here, the very inside, I don't like that, the grid look that it has. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Prints are fine. I wear a lot of their stuff, and they usually withstand a lot of washes. And the prints are here. He's alright. These white areas are prints too, so it's not the white fabric, it's actually printed. You can feel the texture of a print. So that's a nice touch to keep this part white. And the yellow Looks pretty good. No issue with that. You can see that line. That's when you print them. That's what you get. And it's hard to avoid getting that. Same thing here. They're all colored in. The whites are colored. And these are colored too. The tongue, it's not as nice looking. You see that white, the grid, almost like a pixelation, a little bit more than like the whites or the blue or the red. The red looks really good. It's nicely done on both sides, and I think yellow looks good too. But these like middle color in between, like yellow and white, and like red right here looks good too. But all the between colors seems to be a little weaker in quality. So same thing with this. You can see all the lines, and even with this too. I'm not even sure if this is part of the design. Maybe it is. Maybe this one is. But overall, it's not bad. So let's look at the black t-shirt. Same layout with color, same thing. The print quality, I usually don't like how whites are printed on a black t-shirt. And it's because it's hard to make white print white without showing that fiber through. But Uniqlo is pretty good at it. They actually cover the whole fiber so you can't see the black through the print. And yeah, it's not bad. And it's still sitting everywhere, or at least at my local Uniqlo. But I think online they're starting to sell out. So same issue here with the eyeball. The lines aren't as crisp. But this guy's eye looks pretty good. And it's because it's a darker color and it's less color. This one is black and white. Yep, black and white. But this one has a couple different colors to it. So I think it's hard to mimic that on a screen print for t-shirts. So this is pretty much the first version. And usually they have a oh yeah, there it goes. So on the sleeve, there's another flower printed. Same thing on this side. Not bad, not bad. Yep, same design. And it's just on the left sleeve. They don't have anything on the right. And it's empty. There's nothing on the back. So see? So just a print on the front. So let's look at the second t-shirt. So I got the pink and white, but there's also a black one. So same type of print, just like the first one. Everything is print. But the print feels a little bit thinner on these. It doesn't feel as stiff, it feels a lot softer. So this one might wear off faster when it feels completely different. And actually, so this one, the printed area is really flexible. But this one, maybe because they all have to be print because of the pink background, it feels a lot stiffer on this one. So that means this print will last longer than this one. The print quality is a little bit different. Maybe they use a different type of printer. But this one, you can see all that color, almost like all the dots, like inkjet. But this guy, on the other hand, you don't see as much. It's a little more saturated. And for this one, I think this whites, they're not print, they're just the natural fabric color. So if you're planning to wear often and wash often, I recommend these, or probably the black one too. The black one definitely needs to be thicker print than the pinks, so it might be better. The colors are slightly different between these two. So you can see that house is yellow on this, but on the pink pink t-shirt, it's white. I'm not sure if this is a misprint, but there's a difference. Repixelated, like it's gathered by all the dots. It's very visible. But on the other one, the white t-shirt, it actually looks a little bit more like a circle and an eyeball, like how it's supposed to be. So Nobi's cape, this is a Japanese pattern. So it's a darker green with a lime green pattern on it. So this is how it looks on the pink one. But when you look at the white one, it's a light yellow green base with a yellow pattern. But the pattern is not even visible on these because the base color is so light already. And also on these too. So this is like yellow, tannish color. But on this one, it's a lot whiter. So, and same thing with the Nobi here. So this one, he probably fought with his friend, so you can see all the scars and stuff that's printed here. But on the white one, you can't see them. It's there, but the color is so light that it's not really shown through. His tongue here is orange, but this one is more like a red. As the sizing goes, they're the same. They're about the same. What do you think? And this is the last set I got. So this is a basic t-shirt with pocket with all the graphic on it. And they're pretty much the same thing. When you get them, be careful with the shape. You want that line to be straight. So like this one right here, the line is curved a little bit. Because this is a knit fabric, it's easy to stretch, so it's hard to keep it straight when you stitch them. It gets squished together when they sew, and sometimes it flares out like that, or make sure they're even too with the height and the width, because it's easy to mess up with these. And I think this one looks pretty good. Kind of. I think this is the crappiest print out of all. It's not the best print. It looks a little faded to start with. Maybe they were trying to go with that theme. This is the same Doraemon, but one of the first ones. So it has a little different design to it, especially around the mouth. The new one is a lot more rounded. Maybe to match with that vintage Doraemon look. This one, the crying one, it looks so copy and pasted. These looks fine. These two looks fine. And Nobi looks fine too, but I think because he's been cut off right here, it looks out of place. They could have put something to make it look like he's behind the flower. That might have been better. So let's compare this t-shirt with some of the older model. So I got the Snoopy Kaws t-shirt. This is the model that came out last year. So they're both American model, so it should be about the same. So let's look at the neckline first. So right off the bat, it's a little visible that it's slightly bigger on the new model. About the same depth of the shoulder, the neckline drop. And then right here, the shoulder seam is slightly bigger. Not by much, but slightly, maybe like 1/8 of an inch wider on the shoulder seam. And the sleeve, if we match the shoulders seam, it's a lot longer. So you can see about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. It's actually longer. The shape of the sleeve has changed a little bit. So the older model, if you make the seam straight, it has this curve right here. That's the angle. New one, the Doraemon, the angles are a lot more steeper. Stronger angle, that means that it will go lower. It will lay on your underarm a little bit better, I think, compared to this. And then the width is actually completely different. There's that much difference on this side. Same thing on this side. It's probably about an inch wider on these. I'll probably measure this later. And let's look at the hem. So the hem is a little longer too. Yeah, so it's about here. Let me flip it. It's about 3/4 of an inch as well. So overall, this new model, they're made bigger. It's probably to accommodate the American size. I would just stick with whatever size they had from the previous model. So overall, for the amount of money you pay, I think it's a good quality t-shirt. There were some unevenness in the print. Some of them were better than the other, but other than that, the fabric itself is pretty thick. It's a pretty heavyweight t-shirt, so it might not be suitable for really hot days because it's gonna get really hot wearing this. But on like a little cooler days, I think this will work out really well. And also the print quality, although there were some of them that weren't as good, overall it's still not bad. I've been wearing the other stuff for maybe like a year, the Kaws peanut t-shirt, and a couple of them that I still wear, I've been wearing and washing almost every week, but the print doesn't crack. Like one screen print, that one definitely kind of started to chip and fade it, but something with like multiple colors on it, it's holding up pretty well.
And sometimes they do a sale which could go down to about $7.90 per t-shirt, and that's definitely a good deal. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well as liking the video. See you next time.